A pig is a subsoiler by nature. They're always looking for new treasure. That's, in the wild, that's how they live. I mean, they're obviously gonna eat surface vegetation, but we all know that they're into rooting. They eat roots, they eat grubs, they eat worms, termites, whatever they can get in there, acorns, mushrooms. They're gonna eat basically anything. But when you put them in confinement, within a week or a month or however long, they've turned over. Oh, here she's pulling a rock for me. Look at her. She's got that rock right in front of her nose. Now I want them rocks out of here because this is going to be garden. What is it, Frank? What are you doing? Now she's turning up rocks. She'll throw them out of that hole up on the top. The rain will wash it off so I can tell the rocks from the turds. And I'll fling these rocks out and put them on the driveway for gravel. Yep, there she did it. She excavated 2 of them rocks right there for me. Now, like I was saying, in confinement, a pig is gonna turn up 50 times over and get all the treasure out when you put them on new ground, especially if it's got grass and sod. They're gonna eat up that sod and turn it over and eat the roots and turn it and turn it and turn it. But eventually, they're just gonna stop finding new nuggets. They're gonna dig and run out of treasure. Just like how many times are you gonna cast a fishing lure into a pond and come up empty before you say, hey, I fished it all day for 4 days in a row. There's just no fish. I'm not going back to that pond. If you couldn't leave that pond, you'd just stop fishing. You'd find some other way to entertain yourself. But what if the state comes with a fish truck and they stocked it? Well, that changes things. Now you're going to fish there again. So when they've stopped turning over your little lot here, and this isn't just mud, this is two dump truck loads of tree trimmings. So this is a wood chip pile, pure carbon. What do you need for carbon to break down? Nitrogen. So I had a wood chip pile, 2 of them, that sat for years, 2 or 3 years, and it was fungal decomposition, which is good, but it's really slow. So it was still just wood chips. So I put the wood chips here. I built the pen around it. I set these little piglets in there, and they have turned it into compost. Good, soft, arable soil really quickly. 3 months, maybe, through the winter, not even in the summer. It was through the winter they did it. And they've pulled the rocks up, and every time it rains, I'll come in here and identify the bigger rocks and toss them out. So it just keeps getting better. And I'll throw in some hay for bedding, and they eat the hay, and then they trample it. And I'm standing on a bunch of hay right here, but they'll trample that straw back in. So all this organic matter is continually being added. Now, there's my fish truck right here. You take a bulb auger, you get that at Lowe's, the garden section, or Home Depot, and you bore a little hole, and you drop in a little handful of corn or feed pellets, whatever you give them, some snacks. And it takes a little while at first for them to find the first ones because they're looking up at your face. But they find the first one, and they go on to the second, and they keep going to these holes, and they keep finding more snacks. So you just keep digging more holes. Now the diameter of the hole, the deeper you can go, the better. Because if the hole is 3 inches wide and they got a 6-inch head, they're not gonna be able to reach the bottom. If you can dig deep and they see that food and smell that food, they're not gonna be able to reach the bottom, so they have to bore it out. They have to clear off the top of it to get their fat little head in there so they can get their snout deeper. And what that's doing, now you're turning over your pile. You're aerating it. You're spreading, different microbes and bacteria and fungus onto these fresh plops. You're covering that manure so the smell goes away and the fly pressure. If the plops are buried, then your new fly crop can't get into it to lay eggs. And that means that the life cycle of that fly is going to be reduced. You're not going to have the putrefaction, that stink, that sweet rot smell that comes from pigs that are walking around in their own stew, especially clay, wet clay where it doesn't drain and there's just a puddle that's full of crap, that smells awful. You don't get any of that here. There's no smell because there's more carbon than nitrogen, and that carbon is just going to eat them turds up. The bacteria and the biological process going on is just going to take care of it. You're not going to get that anaerobic smell. They're oxygenating this mixture so that an aerobic process, an aerobic digestion can occur. And I'm telling you, I don't know, it's not rocket science, so I don't know why everybody that runs pigs doesn't do this. I've been around some pig pens that are like, how can you have that near your house? Smell-wise, how can you have that near your house? I couldn't have that. But there's no smell. I could sleep right next to this. Well, I mean, other than the constant crying for feed me. But you put some new treats in, and they'll get to work, and they'll stay occupied. You'll have a happier pig who's got a more robust musculature from, I mean, look at the neck on her. The more they plow with that nose, it's like doing reps. You know, it's like doing curls or leg presses. Just, where you going, boy? They just keep getting stronger. You keep adding muscle. More and more ham is good by me. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Praise the Lord and God bless you.